All right, let's jump right in. When we think about what makes a car competitive these days, it's not really about horsepower anymore, is it? It's all about the tech. We're talking about the sensors that run everything from your driver assist features to full-blown autonomous driving. These little things are what really drive a vehicle's value now. But, and this is a big but, there's a huge risk hiding deep inside the supply chain, and it all comes down to something you might not expect: how we classify these tiny, super important parts. And that really gets to the core of it. This quote says it all, doesn't it? The Harmonized System Code, or HS code, that basically tells every customs agent in the world what an item is. Well, for sensors, it's incredibly unstable, and a massive change is on the horizon that could just throw the whole system into a tailspin. So this is the big question you need to be asking yourself. Are you even aware of these risks? Because this isn't just some headache for your customs team. We're talking about a real strategic threat that could blow up your costs, mess with your trade deals, and just wreak havoc on your operations. So let's figure out how to navigate this minefield. Okay, first things first. We have to understand the storm that's brewing. It's called the HS2028 revision. And believe me, it's not a question of if it's going to hit the auto industry, but when and how hard. So for anyone not totally immersed in customs law, let's break it down. The Harmonized System is basically the universal language for classifying everything that gets shipped across a border. It's like the DNA code for global trade. And because the whole world uses it, even a tiny tweak to one of those codes creates this massive instant ripple effect, changing tariffs, trade rules, everything, everywhere, all at once. And listen, this isn't some far-off theoretical problem. Take a look at the timeline here. We're already on the clock. The first big step is March 2025. By early 2026, the new codes are officially out there. And then, bam, January 1st, 2028, it's game time. The system goes live globally. The window to get ready for this, it's closing, fast. So you've got this storm coming, but how does that turn into a complete maze for your business? Well, it all starts with the sensors themselves. Why are they the ones right in the eye of the storm? The simple answer is they are just incredibly difficult to classify. And all of that complexity, all that confusion, it really boils down to one number: 3. Automotive sensors are stuck at the crossroads of 3 completely different classification battlegrounds. It creates this constant tug of war for anyone trying to figure out where they belong. Okay, so this is where it gets really tricky. Think of it like a 3-way tug of war. First, you've got the product type battle. Is it a car part, or is it an electrical machine or some kind of measuring instrument? You'd think car part makes sense, but nope. The rules actually give priority to the other 2 categories, so you can't just slap a car part label on it. Then there's the product form fight. Is it just a raw semiconductor chip, or is it a finished unit all put together in a little box? Those are classified totally differently. And finally, the big one: function. What does the thing actually do? A radar, a LiDAR, and a camera, they all do different things using different tech, which means they get tossed into completely different classification buckets. It's a real mess. Right, so it's a complicated technical problem. I think we've established that. But what does that actually mean for your business, for your bottom line? Let's talk about the real-world cost of getting this wrong. And this is the most important thing to get. Thinking of this as just some simple data entry task is a massive mistake. A reclassification can set off this chain reaction that hits your profitability hard, creating serious financial and operational risks you might not see coming. And here are the 4 big ways your business can get hammered. First, the most obvious one: tariffs. A new code could mean you're suddenly paying a much higher duty rate, literally overnight. And even worse, if customs decides you've been classifying it wrong for years, you could get hit with a massive bill for back payments. Second, your whole trade strategy could get blown up. See, free trade agreements are tied directly to these HS codes. A code changes, and poof, your products might not qualify for those sweet tariff reductions anymore. Third, get ready for operational chaos, or what we're calling audit nightmares. If your codes don't match what your customers are using, you better believe you're going to face some long, painful audits. And finally, there's the internal mess. Your entire digital backbone, your ERP, your PLM, it all runs on this data. Changing it isn't a quick fix. It's a massive systems overhaul. Okay, I know that sounds pretty bleak. It's a complex problem, and the stakes are really, really high. But you are not powerless here. So let's walk through a proactive 5-step plan you can use to defend your business. Now, the first instinct for a lot of companies is to just grab the official correlation tables. These are basically guides that show you how the old codes from 2022 are supposed to map to the new 2028 codes. Looks like an easy button, right? A simple fix. Yeah.
Not so fast. And this is a direct warning from the World Customs Organization itself. These tables have zero legal authority. They're just a guide. For something as complicated as a sensor, the tables might even suggest several possible new codes. Just blindly trusting them, that's a huge gamble you don't want to take. So what does a real plan look like? Here it is, 5 steps. 1. Inventory your sensors. And I mean really inventory them. Go deeper. Classify them by their core technology and how they're physically built. 2. Document everything. For every sensor, keep a file with all the potential codes it could have and, this is the important part, the legal reason you chose the one you did. That file is going to be your best friend in an audit. 3. Investigate. Use those correlation tables as a clue, not the answer. They're the start of your research, not the end of it. 4. Track the timelines. This is a global change, but every country implements it on its own schedule. You've got to know who's doing what, when. And finally, number 5, and this one's huge, align with your partners. Start talking to your customers and your customs brokers now. Don't wait for a shipment to get held up to find out you're not on the same page. Look, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. This problem can't just be handed off to the customs department and forgotten about. This is a strategic management issue. It involves your finance team, your IT people, your engineers, your procurement folks. It needs attention from the very top.
So there you have it. The clock is ticking. January 1st, 2028. The changes are coming, and sensors are right in the crosshairs. So the question you really need to be asking in your next leadership meeting is simple. Are we ready?